have more cowbell, baby.
What's up, fishy friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Fish, and class is in session. I am super excited today because we're going to take a look at a new release from the Case Green Apple Bone series. This one's awesome. I really don't have too many complaints about this one. As you guys know, sometimes a lot of times, Case's fit and finish leaves a lot to be desired. This one's pretty good. Every once in a while you get a pretty good one. It's about 10 to 20% of the time. Most of the time there's some major flaw with it, but I'm really happy with this one. Don't forget, I've got the April Winner's Choice giveaway going on. I will pin it to the end screen. I will also link the entry video in the description. Make sure you go and enter because you do not want to miss it. So, without further ado, let's get this camera turned around and take a closer look.
Hey man, do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. It sure does help the channel. We sure do appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much, man.
Alright, so this is from the Case Green Apple Bone series. This one dropped, I don't know, just a couple weeks ago, and I jumped right on it. It's one of my favorite patterns. So, as you know, the case knives that come in the black box are stainless steel. The ones that come in the white box are carbon steel. On the end here, we've got some information about our knife. This is the Green Apple Bone Peach Seed Jigged Copperlock. This one has a WHARNCLIFFE blade, so let's take a look at this bad boy. Alright, look at that beauty right there. Overall length on this one is right about 7 1/4 inches. We've got that 3-inch WHARNCLIFFE blade on this one and about a 4 1/4 inch handle. WHARNCLIFFE blade with that mirror polish. This is their true sharp stainless steel. We've got a long pull on this one, which I do prefer to the half moon nail nicks or the match strike pulls. They both function equally well, but aesthetically, I prefer the look of a long pull. On our tang here, we've got that Case XX 2020s stamp, USA. We've got our pattern number, which is 61549WL, SS for stainless steel, and this one has 5 dots. So this one was born in 2025. So a lot of you guys already know this. You understand how to date a case knife and you know the pattern numbering system. But I have quite a few viewers on my channel that are kind of new to knives, which I think is great, and they're trying to learn. So I just want to go over how to date a case knife and identify the pattern. So every decade, Case changes their stamp. Here we've got Case XX, all right, so that denotes the decade of the 2020s. So we know that this knife is from the 2020s. Now, to determine exactly what year, you count the number of dots and subtract it from 10. So we've got a 2020s model with 5 dots. 10 minus 5 is 5. So this is a 2025 model. Let's compare that to some different years. If we take a look at this one, we've got the 2020s stamp, that Case XX. This one has 6 dots. So 10 minus 6 is 4. This one was born in 2024. If we take a look at this one, we've got the 2020s stamp there. This one has 7 dots. So 10 minus 7 is 3. This knife was made in 2023. So that's how you date a case knife. Now you can find these stamps that they use each decade online. You can find the tang stamps at Shepherd Hills Cutlery online. They also make little pocket guides that show you all the tang stamps from when they started using them until currently. Now let's talk about the pattern number. The pattern number on this one is 61549WL. The first number denotes the cover material. 6 means bone. So this one has bone covers. The next number, which is a 1, denotes the number of blades. This one has 1 blade. So bone covers 1 blade. That's what 6-1 means. And then we have the pattern number. 549L is the pattern for a Copperlock. This one says 549WL because it is a WHARNCLIFFE Copperlock. So let's take a look at a different pattern. This one is 6154W. The first number denotes the cover material. So 6 is bone. 1 is the number of blades. This has 1 blade. And this is a 54 pattern, which is a trapper. And the W denotes that it's a Wharncliffe. This happens to be a single-bladed bearhead trapper. If we take a look at this pattern number, 10154W. So 10 is our cover material. 10 is what they use for micarta or G10. This one has micarta covers. 1 is the number of blades. This has 1 blade. This is also a 54 pattern, which is a trapper, and W for Wharncliffe, just like the last one that we looked at. So I just wanted to go over that because I know I have a lot of new viewers that are trying to learn about knives, so hopefully that helps you. So this one is a Copperlock. It's got the back lock here. Bolsters on this one, the bolsters are nickel silver. We've got brass pins, nickel silver shield on this one. We've got that propeller shield with the XX stamp, or bow tie shield, whatever you want to call it. We've got brass liners and brass pins. Fit and finish on this one is really, really good. There's no gapping on the back spring. Transition is nice and smooth with no stepping or gapping. Our back spring is a little bit wonky. It's not perfectly squared off. I tend to find that they do a little better job on the Copperlock back springs than they do on the bearhead trappers. At first, I wasn't sure if I liked these bone covers because I really wanted it to be more green. And it's kind of green here in the center and a little more yellow. But the more that I carry this knife and use this knife, the more I actually like it. Even though it looks more like a Fuji apple than a green apple, than a Granny Smith apple, or maybe even pear, I still kind of like it. It has grown on me. Now, I have a weird relationship with Case. I love certain patterns from Case, and I think they do an outstanding job on their jigging, on their jigged bone. I think they do the best jig bone in the business. They've been doing it for a long time. They've got it down pat. But a lot of times the fit and finish and that walk and talk and the action on a Case knife leaves a lot to be desired. And it really, really bothers me because I want USA made knives to exemplify American exceptionalism. And a lot of times Case knives do not do that. And I cannot justify poor fit and finish and poor craftsmanship, even on an American knife. So those guys that only buy American knives and refuse to buy anything else, tell me why you justify shoddy fit and finish. Why? I understand why you buy American, but I want to know why you justify the oftentimes poor quality and poor fit and finish. If it was a Chinese knife, you wouldn't do it. You would not justify the poor fit and finish, but when it comes to an American knife, you're quick to overlook it and quick to justify it and quick to make excuses for it, and I refuse. I won't. I want American-made products to be better. And the problem is that a lot of time, they are just not. The truth is that ROSECRAFT blades, which cost a little bit less than most Case knives, are far and above the fit and finish of Case knives. Always. Just, they're not even in the same class. Bear and Son, which make American-made slip joints, are typically almost always better with regard to fit and finish than case knives. And then you've got Rough Rider knives, just the regular $20 or less Rough Rider knives. I'm not talking about the Rough Rider Reserves. Rough Rider knives, which use the same type of steel, the same exact materials as case. They cost significantly less than a case knife, and usually the fit and finish is about the same, or oftentimes even better on a Rough Rider knife. Same materials, much less cost, better fit and finish. Why is that? Why? Why do we justify the poor fit and finish on case knives? And I take it personally. It's like it hurts my feelings because I want it to be a cut above, but it's not. It's oftentimes not. Now, with all that said, I have no complaints about this knife. Absolutely love this knife. The fit and finish on this one is really good, but that's not always the case with case knives. So I just can't justify the poor fit and finish and the poor quality, and I don't think you should either. If you bought an American-made car, a Ford or a Chevy, and you drove that car off the lot and it was squealing and squeaking and pulling to the right and all kinds of stuff didn't work, you wouldn't justify it. You wouldn't justify it because it's an American automobile and just overlook all the problems with that car you just bought. You wouldn't say, well, it's okay, it's a Ford. At least it's not a Toyota. I can put up with all the problems on my brand new Ford because it's American. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. And yet people do it all the time with regard to case knives, and I refuse. So I have a complicated relationship with case. I love them, but they piss me off because so many times the fit and finish is just poor. And it doesn't have to cost more to have better fit and finish. What needs to happen is they need to take more pride in the stuff that they send out the door. Their quality control is crap. They need to just tell their employees, you can do better, so do better. They can do better because when they make some of their premium knives, they're great. But I don't know. I think they're just living on their name alone. And look, I buy them, so they'll continue to live on name only. But like I said, complicated relationship that I have with case, but I really like this one. This is the Green Apple Bone WHARNCLIFFE Copperlock. One of my favorite patterns. I love Case's WHARNCLIFFE blades. I love their clip point blades, especially their really aggressive Bowie style clip point blades. I love a Copperlock pattern, and I love a Bearhead single blade trapper pattern. So there you go, boys and girls. That is the Case Green Apple Bone WHARNCLIFFE Copperlock. Just wanted to share that with you today. Went off on a bit of a rant there about case knives, but that's probably never going to change with me. I'm going to continue to rail and rant and rage against case until they do better, because they didn't used to be like this. As always, I appreciate you for watching. Give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what your favorite slip joint pattern is. Let me know if you have anything from the Green Apple Bone series. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click my logo right over there. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Fish, boys and girls. Class dismissed.